So I'm going to show you how to calculate binomial distribution probabilities using Excel. Okay, so hopefully you've seen in a previous video where I gave this example. Suppose we have a basketball player who is attempting 4 free throws. We know that the probability of success is 0.78, which means that the probability of missing is 0.22 because the only two possibilities are making it or missing it. And if you add those two probabilities together, you get 1. How can we use Excel to be able to answer the following questions? What is the probability that the basketball player will make all 4 shots? That's what this number in here means. It means the probability that you'll have this many successes. What is the probability that they'll make all 4 shots? What's the probability that the basketball player will make only 3 of the shots? Probability that they'll make only 2 of the shots, probability that they'll make only 1 of the 4 shots, and then the probability that they will miss all 4 shots and that they will make 0 shots, okay? And in order to do this, we need to identify the N, the P, the Q, and the X's are identified here, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? And technically, to use Excel or almost any statistical package, you don't need to actually identify Q because Q is automatically identified when you identify P, okay? So in this case, N, the number of trials, is 4 free throws. The probability of success is 0.78, which automatically means that the probability of failure is 0.22. And then the X we're concerned with is, well, we want to look at all 5 of them. We want to look at 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at them one at a time, starting with, I suppose we'll start with 4 and work our way down to 0 using Excel. All right, so here's Excel, and it really is an easy procedure. You just basically select any cell. So I'm just selecting this and hit the equals button. And then you're going to type B-I-N-O-M, B-I-N-O-M, and you'll see a list of a bunch of possibilities here. The very first one says binom.dist. That means binomial distribution. See, it says right here, returns the individual term binomial distribution probability, okay? Now, note we have binom distribution range, okay? And this is, I haven't tried it, but I assume it has something to do with maybe more than one trial. Like if you wanted to know the probability of making between 1 and 3 shots, you might use this one. You could play around with it. But I'm going to choose this binom dist. I'm going to double click it. And what it's now asking me for is, what number do you want to try? So we said we were going to start with 4. That's all 4. This is the X. We're putting the X in first. Then we're going to hit comma, and then it says, well, how many trials are they trying out of? And we know that N is 4, comma. Then it says, well, what's the probability of success? And we're going to put 0.78, comma. And then this one is sort of interesting. I don't want to talk about it right now. Just trust me when I say you're going to type in false and then close the parenthesis, and then you're going to just press enter, and there it is, 0.370. And we saw from the previous video that the probability of making all 4 is 0.370, okay? Now let's look at the probability of making only 3 of the shots. Well, basically all we have to do is go to the same one right here and replace the first number with a 3 and then press enter, and there it is, 0.418. 0.418. And now for the probability of making 2 shots, we're just going to go back to the same one. And we're going to change that 3 to a 2. Press enter, 0.177. 177. Okay. And now if we want the probability of making only 1 shot, we're going to change that 2 to a 1. Press enter, and look, we get 0.033. So that's 0.033. And now lastly, the probability of making 0 shots, we're going to go back to the exact same cell and we're going to change this to a 0. Press enter and we get 0.002. 0.002, okay? And that's basically how you can use Excel to identify binomial probabilities.